Welcome to the Northside Grizzly Coaches Show. Now, here's Buzz with Coach Mike Fallour.
Good evening, Grizzly fans, and welcome to the Mike Fallour Coaches Show. I'm Buzz Sawyer alongside our host, head Grizzly football coach, Mike Fallour. And, Coach, before we get started, the first thing I want to say is thank you to walk-ons here at 4306 Phoenix Avenue for allowing us to host your show. Man, what a special place this is.
Yeah, it's pretty busy. I mean, you look around, there's a lot of people here.
You've already put your order in, haven't you?
I have.
I haven't yet, but I think you and I are getting the same thing. So if you get yours first, I'm going to go ahead and sample it.
Are we going to start this year off about my eating again?
Yeah, we got to finish up where we left off.
Holy cow. Here
Coach,
we go.
It's that time.
Yeah.
You got a game tomorrow night. Things are a little bit different this year. I know you're still dealing with COVID at some point. I want to talk a little bit about that here shortly, but you didn't get many snaps last year. Things were completely different. I think that your ability to find out what you really have before a season starts has been better this year.
Last year we were shut down from, March all the way really to May, and even then we couldn't do anything with other teams, and it was just our kids. And this summer we had spring practice, and then we went to 5 team camps with some really good football teams and some 7-on-7. So we're so much further ahead going into our first football game than we were maybe at any time last year. So we'll find out what a difference it makes, in 24 hours.
Yeah, I know it's hard to tell during practice and your drills and your camps, but you had a scrimmage against Bentonville West. Coming out of that scrimmage, what was your assessment of where you were at that point?
Well, I felt like we dominated the scrimmage. We offensively, we drove the football. We made some mistakes. We snapped the ball over the center's head. We had a couple of holding penalties when we're down there close. And, the kind of offense that we are, we can't do that. We've got to score when we get it down there. Defensively, I was really, really happy with the number of people that we had to replace that went out the first time. In the first 2 series, 2 punts.
Yeah.
And in the third series, when they finally did score, it was on half of our defense was our second group.
Right.
And they went for it on a 4th and 5 from their 40, which in a real football game, you got to kind of think they wouldn't do that.
Right. Yeah, when you talk about what you're having to replace, and I looked at this earlier this afternoon, there's at least 20 seniors that are gone that got a lot of playing time last year. And I really want to go to the defensive line first. You had Malik and Khalid Thomas. You had Darius Wise, D3. He really came on and did a great job for you last year. Those guys are gone. Yeah. You've got to replace all of them. How are we looking there?
Well, they were good players,
yeah.
Especially all 3 of them, the Thomas brothers and Darius. But we've got 5 juniors and a senior that have waited their time, and they just need to play. They've gotten better through the summer. Now they need to play in a real football game and get that experience and see what it's like. So we're excited about that group.
Yeah, and a lot of folks, fans, they want to talk about let's air it out, let's do this and do that, and fast-paced offense, and it all starts with that offensive line, and you got your offensive line coach sitting right here. He's going to listen to everything you say. So that's a point that you got to be really, really good at. I know you had really high hopes for him. You had an injury to start with. How do we stand there?
Well, we felt like, David and I felt like this was our best offensive line across the board. We had 5 guys that, had played. One got hurt last year that has come back and is playing center, Adrian Falcon, who's an outstanding football player. But the other 3 guys, other 4 had played a bunch of football.
Right.
One of the things about team camps that you worry about are people getting hurt.
Yeah.
And is the benefit of getting better worth the chance of getting somebody hurt in the summer? Right. And unfortunately, we lost one of our better linemen, Jamani Benton, a junior, that played every game last year as a sophomore. And hopefully he'll be able to come back some point during the season. But I don't downplay Jamani's injury at all because it's bad. It's terrible that it happened. But the rest of our football team got so much better because of the camps. Now, we've got 2 sophomores that we didn't think we were going to have to play. They're going to start. They're going to roll tomorrow night, Damian Lopez and Mason Medlock. So they're going to get their eyes introduced to high school football real quick.
Well, you talk about your offensive line, and you go right to James Colley. Coach, he was a center. Now he's not. You moved him. What's the status with that?
James has done great. James has struggled with snaps, and we wanted to take some pressure off of him and just let him play, and he's done it. Him and Brandon Bailey beside each other have done a great job on our left side, and we're really excited about both of those guys.
Defensive, let's go to the linebackers now. One big move that you have is Seth Fields. Seth Fields is probably one of the best football players I've ever seen play, Coach, because he's got so much intensity. And what I found out about him, because he's been a running back for the last 2 years, did a great job there. He's moved to linebacker now. And I asked him, I said, Seth, how do you like it? And he says, I love it.
Yeah. Well, you know, we have 3 senior running backs.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it doesn't take a guy that's real smart to figure out there's only so many times you're going to touch the ball.
Right.
And we just approached him about, hey, we want you on the field every play.
Yeah.
And what do you think about playing linebacker? And Seth, being the guy that he is, which is very unselfish, which
Right.
all those guys are, he said, Coach, I'll do whatever I got to do to help the team. And he's been nothing but, you know, what we expected him to be.
Yeah, that's what you like to hear from a kid,
Right.
that want to give 100%, and he is that young man. So I talked to a lot of the assistant coaches, and they're very gracious. You know, I know I pester them to death about trying to find out who are your starters, who are your twos, who are your threes. What do you expect from these guys? And one of the things they said about Seth was that expect big things.
Yeah. You know, Seth, back in, I don't remember exactly when it was, January, had some heart issues and actually really seriously considered giving up football.
Right.
And ended up getting fixed. And he gave a speech yesterday, our seniors, and talked about coming in there after his procedure, thinking about that, and how he saw everybody working hard and getting, you know, being excited. And he said, I could not be around you guys. And so, you know, that's the kind of guy he is. And he is 100 miles an hour all the time. He gets after it.
He is, and it was fun to watch him last year as a running back because he was always moving. He reminded me of Jackson King back when Jackson played. They resembled each other a lot. McCade Moody is another one. When I was talking to Coach Solly, he said he has to be good for us to be good.
Yeah. You know, McCade kind of toyed with quarterback and
Yeah.
outside linebacker his first 2 years, and we just approached him this winter and, you know, what do you think? And he says, Coach, I want to play defense. I don't want to play quarterback. I want to play defense. And, man, he's 6'4", and he can run and just long. And we probably have 2 of the fastest outside linebackers in the state of Arkansas. So we're really excited about him, and I just can't wait to see him in a real game.
And he's also your long snapper.
He is. He's a very good one. Very good long snapper.
When you talk about your kicking game, boy, that can make or break a game for you. You lose Slate Stanton, you lose Dagan Moore, but you do have McCade there to be a long snapper. And I don't want to go the night without mentioning Saul Rodriguez. Coach, he impresses me just because I don't know that he really understands that there's a lot of pressure on you to go out and do what you do. But he just does it and loves doing it, and he's having a big time, and he's good at it.
Well, so far in practice, it doesn't seem like it bothers him at all. We'll know more tomorrow night when there's a bunch of people there watching. But he's a sophomore that, you know, kicked at Darby and has done a really good job. And we have another young kicker, Michael Trinidad.
He's good, too.
That's got a really good leg. So, you know, we've got to figure out a way to get both of them where they both can kick. Keep them both interested. But, you know, nerves will tell us tomorrow. But we're good there. I'm really proud of both of those guys.
Noah Altman's your punter,
yes.
I assume.
And I think Noah, you know, be out there for the first time, and
Yeah.
he's really worked hard to improve his punting. And, you know, he hit one yesterday morning. I swear it had to go 60 yards.
So he's got the leg. If
He's got the leg. He's just got to become consistent.
Gets a good snap and a good drop, then he can turn the field for you.
He can.
That's good. And he's another player, Coach, that I think he's going to play some wide receiver. Was a linebacker last year, so love for the team. Do what you got to do to make the team better.
That's right. Noah's a team guy, very unselfish, first-class young man.
33, 25, and 2 is the record we have history with Southside. You're on a 5-game winning streak, and I'll go back further than that, Coach. We were at a point quite a few years ago that it was 11 for them, 0 for us. It was the dark ages. When you came back from Georgia and helped try to get this team turned around, you did. Now you're on a 5-game winning streak, and I know these seniors, and we're going to talk to a few of them tonight. Well, they want to get another one.
Yeah, we don't even want to talk about that 11-game. That's
exactly
hopefully
right.
that never, ever happens again. You know, one of my goals when I came back, you know, obviously to make our program relevant around the state. And in my mind, now this is my mind, set the thing the way it's supposed to be. And that's the north side of town owning this deal in football. And I don't know that we've done that yet, but we're definitely in the right direction. And we're going to continue to work hard every day to make sure that stays that way.
Coach, how does it feel to be come back to Northside. It's your alma mater. Probably the only place that you would have come from Georgia would have been here for this. So now that you're here and you've had so much success getting it turned around, it's got to be very rewarding. Not only that, excuse me, but to know that you're the most viewed high school football team in the state with the Grizzly TV and on Cox Channel 22, the Your View, which goes from all the way from Conway up to Northwest Arkansas.
Well, a lot of that we owe to you and Darren and what
Darren
y'all
Gardner.
done to help our football program, and it did mean a lot to come home. Obviously my family's here, and to be around them and kind of fulfill a childhood dream that you want to be the head coach of Northside Grizzlies, and so I've been able to do that. I've enjoyed it, and just hope we have a good year.
One other question I want to ask, actually two other questions. Number one, heat is going to play a big role in this game.
Right.
How do you prepare for it? I mean, you're going to be over 100 degrees on the field at game time. What do you do in a situation like that?
Buzz, I don't know that there's really an answer. We've been in the heat all summer. We talk to our kids about hydrating and eating right and getting rest. But tomorrow night will be the first time that you're full board going at it, and it's going to be as hot as it's been. So, you don't know how it's going to affect them. Hopefully we'll hold up and have everybody we need to have in the fourth quarter.
Does the adrenaline flow, does that help or hurt players when it gets in heat
I
like
think
this?
it's definitely a factor. I think it accelerates what happens with the heat. But, again, there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
Well, last thing I want to talk to you about is your freshman team. I know you're really excited about that, and they had a game last night against Southside. I'll let you talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, when they made the announcement that we were going to move from 9 to 12, that's what I was used to in Georgia, and I think it's so much more beneficial in everything. Academics, your sports teams, you get to be around them another year. You help them grow up in the aspects of all phases of their life. I tell you, I'm so proud of Coach Fitzgerald and Coach Whitsitt and Justin Kennard, who played for us, and then I've got and Max Frazier, who's volunteering. I was so proud sitting up in the stands watching last night how well coached they were, and the little things that everybody knew who on the kicking team to run out on the field and on the extra point team. Because most of the time, even maybe tomorrow night we'll see it where somebody's over there not paying attention and they don't go out.
Right.
But all the things that they did, and then the way they played, the way they handled themselves, it's just going to make our football program better. And I can't wait to see each week what they do.
Well, it was impressive to watch them last night. One thing I noticed was the fact that you didn't have a lot of cramping issues last night.
No, we didn't. You're
Which
right.
you expected it, but it just never did happen.
I think we had one
A
little bit.
Was
not
that what
bad.
that was, a cramp?
I think
and
so.
They went down.
Yeah.
Very impressive. I know you're excited to see how they do the rest of the year, but you got a game to play tomorrow night, and I don't want to keep you here all night because you got to get home and get mentally prepared for that. But I'm not through with you because you got to come back at the end. We have some question and answer for you. We got the head Grizzly freshman coach, Chris Fitzgerald. He's going to be with us here next, so we're going to be able to talk to him a little bit about what he enjoyed most about last night, because I know there was a lot to be proud of for him too. But before we go to commercial, I just want to say if there's any Grizzly fans in here right now at Walk-Ons, can I hear you? Are there any Grizzly fans back there? There we go.
There's a bunch.
There's a bunch here. Again, we're here at Walk-Ons at 4306 Phoenix Avenue. Great place to host a show. Coach, thank you so much. We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back with Chris Fitzgerald right after this.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
You're in business to do business, not paperwork. That's where the skills of Potts & Company certified public accountants can help you succeed. Trust the experienced professionals of Potts & Company for tax preparation, bookkeeping, and other business services. Using QuickBooks for your operations? They're QuickBooks experts. The Potts & Company team can help you establish, organize, and optimize your QuickBooks for utmost effectiveness. Visit PottsCPA.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons. We are here with the head freshman Grizzly football coach, Chris Fitzgerald. Chris, before I really get started, first of all, I want to say congratulations
Oh, thank you so
on
much.
your marriage.
Oh, yes, thank you.
That
Thanks
was
for having me.
big event. All
Very
right, that's probably
big.
bigger than anything that's happened this year,
Yes,
right?
yes, you're right.
Congratulations to
Thank
you.
you so much.
Cheryl, you got a winner there.
Yeah,
So
thank
just
you.
want to say that before we get started.
Right.
Congratulations on a big win. I guess if you're going to beat anybody your first game, you want it to be Southside.
Oh, yeah. The last couple of weeks when we started, summer ball and we got the school started, it was, hey, this is our first opponent, at Southside. There's a chance to, this is history right here.
Yeah.
The first freshman football game, Northside, Southside. How do you want to come out?
Right.
We want to come out with a win because, I told them 20 years down the road, you're going to have conversations with your buddies across town. And,
That's right.
Who won that game?
That's
and,
exactly right.
Hey, grateful that we came out, played hard, and we got that win.
And that is true. And the kids sometimes, I don't know if they buy into that all the time or not. I've had so many conversations with kids that are getting ready to play the game. You're going to remember this for the rest of your life, and you will have those conversations
Right.
20, 30, 40 years down the road. And it matters. And you want to be on the right side of the table. They're going to be on the right side of the table. That was the inaugural game.
Yes.
It was huge for both schools. But to come out and play like we did, they win the toss, they kick it off to us, and then, man, you start just young blood starts going right, left, and what a great runner he is.
Man, anytime you hand that guy the ball, he's got a chance.
Yeah.
And we got a great quarterback in Moody who can, he looks over, he points, to our receivers who you're going to block. And
This is ninth graders.
the ninth graders, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give them a window, they're gone.
unbelievable.
You can hand the ball off to Cam, Cam Massey, and he's got a chance.
Yeah.
And it's all because of those receivers, and they get into their blocks, that second level.
Right.
And like I say, it don't take much. Give them a little bit. And, that's a credit to our offensive line. We got Coach Witz who coaches the line, and we got Coach Little who comes in when he can, and, man, he's pushing those guys. And
Yeah.
it's a big key, getting those high school guys, to coach us up.
Yeah.
And
It's
they're
good to
there
have
with
them.
us, and it is awesome, man, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah, it's good to have them there. And one thing that I thought about is that we've always been at a disadvantage with a lot of other schools when it comes to getting our kids into the program where they're in a groove by the time they get to be 10th graders where, and you may correct me if I'm wrong, but if any of your ninth graders play varsity ball, they can't go back.
Right.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
So
yes.
you kind of want to keep them where they are until they get into the 10th grade.
Yes.
But them knowing that system when they get there gets us on a little more level playing field with a lot of teams that we play.
Right. You got a lot of schools around this area who start them, from Little League all the way up, and then we got our little Grizzly Cubs, and they're starting that. And then we started back in May. Coach Fleur's like, we're bringing these kids over. This is your job. Let's start working them out. And it's helped from May, into June and having early practices. And we got 2 week, 3 week break. And then we're right back at it. It helps, get kids to buy in, and from where we started to where we're at now, it's leaps and bounds.
Yeah. What an amazing transformation to see those kids get to where they are so quick. We talk about offense a lot. Defensively, had a kid named Lucas Calderera last night. He really impressed me.
Yes. We've had a couple kids who are out with COVID, a couple key starters on the defense side of the ball. And we've had some other kids who we moved around from different positions.
Yeah.
And Lucas was outside, moved him inside. And, Coach Solly has been working with him, man, got him coached up. And I was watching film last night, and Solly's texting me at the same time. And he was like, man, Lucas. And I said, man, that dude had a heck of a game last night.
I asked Solly about that after the game, and I said, how good is this kid? He said he's the real deal.
He's a real deal.
He said, we have two others that are in quarantine that are that good too. So that's got to be pretty exciting that you have that. So, you can go out there and score a bunch of points, but if you can't stop anybody, then, it's really not going to work out very well for us.
Right, and that's what, I was probably the most nervous I've ever been in 20 years of coaching was because I got two key guys out on defense. Knowing Southside's got a huge offensive line, defensive line, and then, they come into they walk into the, the field house and in the stadium, and looking, I'm like, they're huge.
Yeah.
And our kids, smaller, but man, they stepped up and man, they got after it. They've been working hard, and it's all, from all of our coaches, my assistant coaches. I just make out the practice plan.
Yeah.
And those guys put it all together.
Well, they do a great job. How important is it to have, Coach Little and Coach Solly and Coach Fleur there to kind of help get you when you need them?
Well, you get to the point, usually in junior high system, you got your 3 coaches, and they coach 3 different sports, and
Right.
you're there. And now you got the high school coaches that come in, and they add the detailed parts to it. We're all working together. Got Coach Curry, he comes in when he can, and it's just all those coaches pitching in just a little bit. I
Right.
mean, it helps out tremendously.
Well, I was watching that first drive, and we got down pretty in the red zone. We had a couple penalties move us back, and then Moody hit Cam on that little post, and I'm like, dude, that just looks so smooth. And I know Cam's a special player, and you expect a lot from him. He was good at Chaffin. He's going to be good for us,
Yes,
but there's a lot of other guys out there that can really contribute. So it's got to be exciting for you, knowing what kind of personnel you have, and if you can get them all on the same page and keep them thinking like you think. And last night they thought like you did.
Oh, and I love it, man. I mean, it's so exciting whenever you work that hard and you have your high school coaches and you got all your other kids. I mean, I go back to Bryce Dooley. I mean, that guy, you give him the ball too, man, he can go at any time.
Rice picked up a fumble. I think it was on a kickoff where he picked up a fumble. He just has a nose for the football.
Nose for the football.
Yeah, he's good. What's next for you guys?
We got Fayetteville next Tuesday, 6:30. At Northside. Man, they're very athletic. Watch film on them playing Springdale Central, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be probably one of the top 2 teams that we play this year besides Greenwood, and Harrison. But watching film on them, and they're athletic. They kind of look like us. Athletic, big.
Yeah.
Their D-line. Their D-line's very good. So.
Well, Coach, I want to say thank you for putting this together, taking the job to be the head coach for these freshmen. You're going to be a great mentor for them, and we look forward to what you do in the future.
All right, I appreciate it.
Chris Fitzgerald,
Thank you.
head Grizzly freshman football coach. Hey, stay with us. We're going to be back with Julian Martinez right after this.
For more than 50 years, Air Compressor Equipment Company has provided solutions for the oil, gas, and industrial markets, becoming an industry leader in custom fabrication. An unwavering focus on assembly, sales, and service means that whatever size project you have, ACEC can deliver what works. Air Compressor Equipment Company supplies to businesses working in the most demanding environments around the world, but is still a dedicated member of the Arklahoma community. Learn more at acec-ark.com. Air Compressor Equipment Company. Field tested, quality driven.
Welcome back to the Mike Fleur Show. We are at Walk-Ons, 4306 Phoenix Avenue. Again, we appreciate them so much for allowing us to have our coaches show here. I have a guest with us, our senior number 88 tight end, Julian Martinez. You're big, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Sitting next to you, I feel small. Wow. You've gotten big in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Tight end. Who do you actually answer to coach-wise? Is it Coach Little? Is it Coach Bracken? Or a little bit of both? Or
I would say it's mainly Coach Little.
Yeah.
And, Coach Kendrick here and there,
Gotcha.
But I'm mainly with Coach Little most practice.
So you've been a tight end. You played last year. Got a lot of playing time last year.
Yes, sir.
You're a senior Grizzly now.
Yep.
And you and I talked about this at the senior gathering. I know you were there, and it's a big deal to be a senior for the Northside Grizzlies.
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of responsibility goes into it as a leader, and you have become a leader. And first of all, I'll say we appreciate you for that. I'm an old Grizzly. Your head football coach is an old Grizzly.
Yep.
And I guess before we talk about X's and O's, let's talk about Hardee's. How many burgers did you actually eat?
Well, I only got 2, and then I was probably about 75% of my third whenever time went out.
Is that the big thick burger?
Yeah, they're hard to get down. Man.
Oh, man. So when did you do that? This last Saturday?
Yes, sir.
And they had the rib eating contest before that. I saw you there. Did that get you inspired to go into Hardee's, try to get that?
Yes, sir. It did. It got me hyped.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if I could eat. It'd take me about a month to eat what you could eat. And how long did you have to do it?
I had 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Man, okay. Well, you survived.
Yeah,
it's all good. How's your ankle?
Oh, it's doing great. It feels 100%. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go?
Yes, sir.
You got any predictions for tomorrow night?
We just gonna go over to the other side of town, handle business, continue this legacy that Northside's been building for the past 5 years.
I like that. Be a six-peat.
Sir.
You don't want to be a senior with a loss.
Yep.
I know that, but you've already beat them twice.
Yep.
But it's a big game for you. I know there's a lot of pressure on you, but you just do what your coaches tell you and compete just as hard as you can. And so game plan-wise, I know that you do a lot of blocking. They depend on you for that. What about getting the ball? Are there plays that Coach Kendrick has that's going to get you some airtime there?
Yes, sir. He definitely has some plays for me to get the ball, but I'm really just trying to help my team in whatever way it can, whether it is catching the ball or giving some good blocks for my teammates.
Has there been any back and forth between the other players and us this week?
Maybe a little bit.
Behind the scenes that we don't know about?
Maybe a little bit, but it's all coming from them. We over here at Northside, we trying to keep it classy.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. It's normal, natural. These guys, a lot of them. You grew up with a lot of them. Well, you went to Trinity Junior High, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
But you know a lot of these kids, so there are going to be some friends that are on the other team, but Friday night or Thursday night for this game, it's going to be all different.
Yep.
So any predictions on score?
I'm just going to worry about our score, so I'm going to say
You're not going to fall into my trap, are you?
No, we need at least 50. At least 50.
I like that. Okay. Does Coach Kendrick know that?
Sir.
Okay, good deal. Well, Julian, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Good luck against those Mavericks. We want to get that 6 in a row.
Sir, appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Here. Thanks for coming. Julian Martinez. We'll take a break and be back with Kandra Esau right after this.
Burton Pools and Spas. Check them out on their website, burtonpools.com. See their selection of hot spring spas, doughboy pools, and in-ground selections. As always, free spa and pool water testing. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun. BurtonPools.com. Chlorine-free Backwasil pool care system. The difference is clear. BurtonPools.com. With 2 locations in Fort Smith and Springdale to serve you. BurtonPools.com.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons, the Mike Fleur Coaches Show. I've got Kandra Esau with me right now, and I was talking to Julian earlier. He's a big young man. You're pretty big yourself.
Yes,
I go about 210, but you make me feel small.
I wasn't the same as you.
Do you?
Yes,
but
sir.
yours is shaped different than mine.
Yeah, I do a lot of working out.
Do you a lot of working out? Yeah. It shows. I got to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You were number 35 last year.
Yes, sir.
Now, you've switched to number 11.
Yeah, it was team height.
Team height?
Yes, sir.
Been a couple of guys. Bishop had that number last year, and I think Boo Travis wore that number. There's been some pretty good players before you wear that number. I talked to your coaches about you, and they say you're old school.
I like to hit.
You're a thumper. Mm-hmm. You hit hard.
Yes, sir.
You going to hit somebody hard tomorrow night?
I plan on hitting all of them hard.
All of them.
I plan on hitting them all.
I believe that. We still got Grizzly fans in here. Can I hear you? We have Grizzly fans. This young man right here is going to inflict some pain tomorrow night. It's going to be hot.
Yeah, it's going to be hot, real hot. But we ready for it.
You ready for it? How have you prepared? What did you do this summer? And tell me about your weight training and kind of what you do, what you go through on a day-to-day basis.
Sir, we come in here. We go into that weight room in the morning. We put our heaviest weights on there.
Yeah.
Power clean, going up to 280. We all working hard.
What's your bench?
My bench is 250.
250?
Yes, sir.
What's your squat?
Pretty sure that's just hit 405.
405? Like shows in your legs.
Yes, sir.
So this team that you're going to play, they're going to throw that football a lot.
Yeah,
I know you've game planned them. A lot of teams that we play, it's about a 50-50 deal. But these guys, it's like 70-30, maybe even more that they're going to throw. What do you do going into that game knowing that they're going to throw? I mean, do you cover run first? What's your game plan?
With my game plan, I'm going to check that run. But I'm going to be more lenient on the runs. I'm going to run over to the pass. I'm going to drop back a little bit more in this game.
All right. So do you as linebacker, do you feel like that was made for you?
Yes, sir.
That position, because you look like a linebacker.
I worked for it.
You worked for it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the middle linebacker.
And that's where you are.
Yes, sir.
Northside has had a lot of really good linebackers in their history,
Yes,
and
sir.
you're filling that legacy. I was talking to Julian about you're a senior, you've never lost to these guys.
You haven't.
So I know that you're going to give 100% to try to get that win tomorrow night, get out of here as a senior who've never lost to them.
Yes, sir.
You have any predictions?
We gonna win.
We going to win?
We gonna
That's
win.
all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Kandra Esau, you're
We came
impressive
out there to
young
play
man.
around.
Don't play around.
Don't play around.
Put it on them. Can I hear it for Kandra Esau? Number 11. Impressive young man. Thanks for coming in and visiting, and good luck tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
We got Jack Green coming up next. Stay with us.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back to the Mike Fleur Show. Just got through talking to Kandra Esau. He's a natural on the mic. He's a natural on the field. Very respectful young man. He's worked hard to get where he is today, and we're looking forward to seeing him tomorrow night inflict some damage. And I know this guy will right here. This is starting safety, number 3, Jack Green, 3-year starter.
Yes, sir.
For the Grizzlies. Comes from Chaffin. You're a headhunter. I've seen you in action. Talk to your coaches. They say that you are a very smart player, number 1. Number 2, you're a coach on the field. Would you go along with that?
Well, right now, all of our DBs are mainly the younger kids.
Yeah.
So I took in the role of helping them out, teaching them some new stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever Coach Curry is helping some other kids, I'm always helping other people.
Right.
Always correcting other people's mistakes, helping them learn.
Yeah. You know what that is? That's senior leadership. That's what you need. That's how you act if you're a senior for a Northside Grizzly, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And we appreciate you for doing that. But I've seen you play. I've seen every play you've played in your Grizzly career, and you don't loaf. You're 100% on every play, and you set that example for your other DBs, and you've got some good ones. You got
Yes,
Lester. You've got who all have you got? Poons.
Jet,
Yeah. X. And what about X?
X. I mean, this is first year starting, but everyone would say he's one of our leaders on the field. He's one of our best players on defense.
Yeah.
He plays way above his size.
He does, and he is small. But I think last year, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't he pick up a fumble and run it back, and you had to help him in the end zone?
I got a little too excited. I may have pushed him down, but.
Well, he was, I think that 100 yard, or however far, it was probably about 80 yards.
Yeah.
After about 70, he was struggling, Bubby, and you had to help him get in, best I can remember. So he owes a little bit of that touchdown to you. Hopefully we do that again tomorrow night.
Me too.
Jack, they're going to throw it a bunch.
Oh, I'm ready.
They're going to throw it a bunch. So you know them. You've game planned them. They've got 5 senior receivers. They've got a junior quarterback that has a good arm. So how do you prepare for a game like this knowing that it's coming?
Well, in practice we always go 100%, making sure we always get our drops, always do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just know that what happens on the practice field will translate to the game.
Right.
So we always just give it 100%.
You played your junior high ball at Chaffin. What made you make a decision? Because I know a little behind the scenes. You have a house divided.
Yeah.
Your mom went to Northside. Your dad went to Southside. How did you decide to go to Northside?
Well, towards the beginning of my 9th grade year, most of my friends, we were all talking about where we were going to go for high school, and most of my friends started talking about Northside.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I just thought about it, thought do something different.
Yeah.
And then we went and toured the school. I loved it.
Yeah.
The coaches were awesome.
So how has your experience been for the last 2 years?
It has been one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. I love Northside.
And that is a testimonial to the school. I went there a long time ago, and I have the same feeling for that school that you do. You'll carry this with you for the rest of your life. And I want you to get a victory tomorrow night. It's something that you'll talk about from now on. Win or lose, it's been a privilege watching you play, and I'm excited for your future. And also I want to say that the Bentonville West scrimmage, that was kind of a back and forth deal. We had them beat, and they were in a drive at the end of the game, and you came up with a big interception to shut that down. And I was standing on the sideline. Most of the time I have to be in a press box, and this time I was down there, get the real energy, and that was big.
It was big. The feeling when I came off the field with everyone around me.
Yeah.
I had to go sit down after that.
It was special.
It was.
It was special, and it was fun watching you do it. And maybe you get a couple of picks tomorrow night. And but you know, we got to look forward. You got a big season in front of you, but you got to play them one at a time. And I know this is an important one. You used to play them at the last game of the year. For you, this is your second year to have to open the season with them. So I'm going to get that behind you and try to get a victory.
Yes.
Jack, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 3, senior safety for the Northside Grizzlies, 3-year starter, Jack Green. Stay with us. Stay with us. We have our head coach coming back. We'll take a little break. We're going to have some question and answer for him, so don't go away.
When I talked to the Sawyers about some windows and the concrete work, they showed me several different options of things that they had done, and it all looked good. I would recommend Sawyers to anyone. If they came out and looked at my concrete, they could see the quality job that Sawyers did. They were very professional and top quality. They were on time and on budget. I am 100% satisfied with the work that they've done.
Welcome back to Walk-Ons and the Mike Fleur Coaches Show. This is our last segment. This is the question and answer segment. And in the future, all of you Grizzly fans that want to ask Coach Fleur a question, I'll give you a way that you can get that question to me so you can hear the answer on the air. But before we go into the question and answer, Coach, those kids are impressive, each and every one of them.
Yeah, I've been here 9 years, and this is by far I don't know what I want to call them, but most impressive senior group from top to bottom. They're smart kids. They've got great character. They're unselfish. They want to win. So I'm proud of them.
Well,
I'm proud to be associated with them.
I'm sure you are, and it really is impressive to hear them talk about. I kept trying to trap them, and they wouldn't let me trap them. It was all about the team, you know, and what they want to do to help the team.
Yep. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I know those kids are going to give 100%, and I know you're excited for them too, and like to see them get another win to get out of here with never losing to them. But anyway, Coach, let's get to the question and answer. The first one is obviously COVID is still a factor, like it was last year. Probably not as intense as it was this time last year. But what kind of precautions are you having to take now because of it?
Well, you know, it's last year we had everything laid out. We had to wear a mask 6 foot apart, had to do this, had to do that, you know, and we're back into that really for the most part, but nobody made those decisions until very late. We're just, you know, we try to talk to our kids every day about, you know, you get exposed and you get quarantined. I mean, you're gone for 2 weeks. Obviously, you know, get the vaccine if you're okay with it. That's number one and the best thing you can do. But if you can't, then, you know, keep your mask on. Try to not get yourself in close quarter situations where you're around a lot of people. And we don't let them stay in the locker room. We try to run them in groups and get them out. Because at any time I could get that call and say, hey, so-and-so's not playing so-and-so, and I could change your outcome of your football team real quick.
Well, the second question kind of goes along with the first, is that what are the classroom requirements this year? Last year was kind of, if you want to go, you can. If you don't, now what is it now, and how is it affecting your practice?
I think they could pick to go virtual, but I think they had to be approved.
I got you.
To go virtual. So if somebody that went virtual last year didn't do very well, they didn't accept them to do that. So I'm going to tell you, I think we have somewhere between 2,500 and 2,600 kids in our school, and the majority are at school. It's a packed building. It's like a little town in itself.
Do you think that they felt like they missed so much last year that they want to get back?
I mean, I think kids, you know, that's part of growing up.
Yeah.
Being in high school and doing all the things you do, like the bonfire tonight. I mean, it's 98 degrees, and we're having a bonfire. And according to Dr. Rathman, they had a great time.
Yeah.
So they want to get back to normal like the rest of us.
And speaking of Dr. Rathman, I think she's here tonight.
She is.
And we really appreciate, she attends all of our events and supports us 100%. And we really appreciate her. And I meant to talk to the kids a little bit about their grades and how important it is. But, man, I get so carried off talking about the X's and the O's and getting ready to play a crosstown rival, and I apologize for that. But just talking to these kids, I know that they take care of their business when it comes to the classroom.
Oh, the ones you just talked to, they're all good, very good, probably in the top 5% of our school.
That's awesome. I know Dr. Rathman's also proud of that. Coach, the last question is Saturday, what is your schedule for Saturday after games? How is that? And then this one, since it's on Thursday, how does that change what you do on Friday?
Well, it changes a lot, the fact that we're off next week.
Yeah.
So this Saturday, just to be truthful, I'm probably not going to do anything. I'm going to go up to this little place in Rudy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to sit outside and watch the creek run by and watch a little college football and take it easy. But normally we're going to get our film graded,
right?
Get ready to start preparing for the next week, and come in on Sunday and go to work, and have our kids come in Sunday and watch the film, make corrections, and then practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Right.
Go to work. But we're a little bit different deal next week. We'll take off this weekend. We'll watch films with the kids on Monday, and that'll be all we do. And then we'll practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday do something. And then we'll be waiting on Greenwood to come to town the following week.
Well, Coach, first of all, I want to wish you all the luck in the world tomorrow night.
Thank you.
You get that victory against our crosstown rival. And thank you for your guest, Coach Fitzgerald, and what a great job he did last night. I know you're proud of him and his kids, and looking forward to what they do the rest of the year, too. Kandra, Esau, what an impressive young man. Julian Martinez, Jack Green. It's just a pleasure talking to them, and I hope the best for them tomorrow night.
Yeah, we're probably the low part of the show.
We are.
Compared to those
They're
four.
the highlights. Well, you notice when you and I are talking, there's not a bunch of people out here taking pictures.
Yeah.
When they're here, there's all kinds of people taking pictures of them.
That's right.
It is what it is.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Are we over the hill?
Yeah, we're over the hill.
I never saw the hill coming, but I guess it came and went.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. You've been listening to Mike Fleur. This is his show, and we want to thank Walk-Ons for letting us host it here. We're looking forward to our next show, which will be the Wednesday before the Greenwood game, which is September the 10th.
Correct.
And so we have a week off. As soon as we get through playing Southside, we have a week off, and then we'll come back the Wednesday before that game, which would be the 8th, Wednesday the 8th. For the Mike Fleur Coach Show. Be here again, so if you can, come to Walk-Ons, get in on some really, really good food. Watch this show live. Until then, I'm Buzz Sawyer alongside our host, Mike Fleur, saying, Go Bears.
At Hug Chevrolet Buick GMC, we dial 782-8940.
This is Joe Calderera with Taliano's Restaurant. We call 782-8940.
Keep warm this winter with a York high-efficiency furnace. Or for more information on endless hot water and a high-efficiency tankless water heater, give Blaylock Heating, Air, and Plumbing Services a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Welcome to the Northside Grizzly Coaches Show. Now, here's Buzz with Coach Mike Fleur. You're watching Grizzly TV.